Well, good morning. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm thrilled to be here today, and we've got some exciting news to go through with you. I'm Jim Farrell, Mayor of Federal Way, and welcome. I'm anxious for you all to see what I just saw last week. The carpets are laid, the mirrors are up in the dressing room, the curtains are ordered, and we're getting ready for our first big shows. It looks amazing over there. In fact, if you see the picture over there, we showed the picture of the Performing Arts and Event Center 2 weeks ago at our last council meeting, and it's difficult to tell the picture apart from the renderings because it's just so picture perfect. So it's just absolutely spectacular. Since we couldn't walk you through the facility today because we're just in our final stages of our beautiful facility, we thought we'd show you just a little video and take you there almost in person. Teresa? All right, thank you. Boy, those seats as well, boy, they're just absolutely beautiful. Isn't that spectacular? Well, we can't wait to show you guys and have their big grand opening. We've got a grand opening on August 19th at 11 a.m. That's a Saturday, and all the information's right there. We're going to have a great day for everybody. I think it is important to note that after years and years of planning and foresight and the visionaries, which I'll talk about in a few minutes, I'm excited to say we are on time and on budget. And so it's absolutely fantastic. Again, August 19th, 11 a.m., come cut the ribbon with us. There are so many people that we need to thank for this. I'm going to turn this over to our PAC director in just a few moments, Teresa Yvonne. But before I do, there's a few people I want to introduce and just say thank you. First, members of our city council that really helped make this a reality. We've got Deputy Mayor Burbidge. And we've got our budget chair who helped to make a lot of this happen, and who really, I want to talk about Councilmember Duclos for a moment. Councilmember Duclos, at two critical stages of this process during our retreats, really came through at a critical turning point. I remember sitting in there when Councilmember Duclos said, you know, a Performing Arts and Event Center is great, and we're excited about that, but it needs to have a convention center aspect to it as well. And then it was about a couple of years ago, Councilmember Duclos then again suggested we do new market tax credits, which is something that we've been pursuing and gotten word that we're going to get roughly around $2 million of it. So our budget chair and Councilmember Deanie Duclos. We've got Councilmember Mark Kopang. Councilmember Susan Honda. And Councilmember Bob Selsky. And Councilmember Martin Moore. I also want to say we've got our the Honorable Judge David Larson, who's in the room. Thank you, Judge, Your Honor. And there are a couple people I really, we cannot start this event without saying thank you to. We've got Joanne Piquette, former president of the Federal Way Coalition for Performing Arts. We've got our former mayor of Federal Way, Mary Gates, who's now the current chair of the foundation. And her husband, Bill Gates, fire commissioner and chairman of that board. Thank you, Bill. And we also have Renee Ewing, president of our Federal Way Symphony. And Cindy Panette, our current treasurer of our coalition. Cindy, thank you. I see you there too, Betty. Thank you so much. Betty Huff, everybody. Thank you. You know, it's difficult to rattle off people that have been instrumental in this because there are so many people, and I know I missed a few, and to those people, you know who you are that have just contributed so much to this. So without further ado, let's turn it over to one of the best decisions I've ever made as mayor, Teresa Yvonne, all the way from California, our PAC director. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm not a Californian anymore. It's 111 where I came from. You can keep it. So without further ado, I'm going to announce the 2017-2018 inaugural presenting season, and I hope you're as delighted with these performers as I am. I'm going to kick off with our resident groups. I'm going to run through these kind of quickly because I promised some folks that we would be out of here rather quickly, and I have some video for some of them and some for not. But what we do have is press packets that have video for every single one of the groups. So what you don't see here today, you can pick up in the press packet, or you can also go to our website, which will be live at noon. So kicking off the season, we're going to work with our resident artist series. So you can pick the entire series of the resident groups. That's the Federal Way Symphony, the Federal Way Youth Symphony, yay, the Tacoma City Ballet, Harmony Kings, Jet City Chorale, and the Jet City's Chorus. Jet City's Chorus and the Federal Way Chorale. So first off, Federal Way Symphony joining their world-renowned pianist, Anastasia Dedick. She's with the Federal Way Symphony is making their long-awaited premiere in the debut at the PAC. With classic selections like Tchaikovsky's Piano Concerto No. 1, the symphony will be delivering the performance that every orchestra dreams of. They're going to continue on with Handel's Messias in November. The awe-inspiring result of the Federal Way Chorale, they partner with their angelic vocal harmonies, perfectly synced with the collective power of Federal Way Symphony's delicate strings and an unforgettable early Christmas gift. And then not to be outdone at Christmas, they're going to continue on with Holiday Pops with Michael Wasley, otherwise known as the Waz. Most of you know him from getting everyone in the world to sing along with Macklemore about popping tags at thrift shops. We're still not sure about the meaning behind that, but nevertheless, come enjoy a Holiday Pops extravaganza, December 2nd and 3rd. Continuing with their season is the Flavor of New Orleans. Wanting to experience a little Mardi Gras, and never fear, the Federal Way Symphony has your long-held dreams of an exotic escape in mind. Just listening to the Creole jazz pianist Matt Lemler will have you transported to the French Quarter in no time. And their season finale in April, the Pacific, coming all the way from 2 decades of leadership as a soloist at the Pacific Northwest Ballet, Marjorie Kranzberg-Talvi knows better than anyone what it means to tell a story with music. And she, accompanied by the Federal Way Symphony, with a violin as her paintbrush, Talvi fills the blank canvas of the stage with Odette's pain and the Firebird's beauty. Continuing on, we have our Jet City's Chorus, not to be outdone by their male counterparts. The Sweet Adeline ladies have warmed their hearts and brought smiles in the Federal Way community for over 30 years now, and now they will have a home on our stage. Continuing on with the Federal Way Chorale, have our Christmas time performance, enchanting harmonies of the chorale, accompanied by the strings of the Federal Way Symphony. So Federal Way Spring Concert in May, honors the contributions of Black composers to the American canon. Featuring the works of Moses Hogan, Undine Smith Moore, and others, the chorale invites you to enjoy with them, the history of rich harmonies and captivating rhythms that are wholly unique to the cultural heritage of African history. Oops, I'm going to go back. And last but not least, the Tacoma City Ballet is our newest resident arts organization. Get my little dancers to come up. So a staple of every family's Christmas season traditions, the Nutcracker is one of the world's few timelessly retold stories. So beautifully reenacted by the Tacoma City Ballet, the Nutcracker and the Tale of the Hard Nut, the traditional Russian holiday classes promises to enchant everyone, young and the young at heart. And to top your winter traditions, you can add the gift of a sugar plum tea. That's December 15th through the 23rd, so you'll have to check our websites for times. And then in the spring, we are hosting Cinderella, the month of May, with 4 special performances of Tacoma City Ballet's production that is guaranteed to be magical. Join us for the romance, the costumes, the drama, the slipper, and a little fairy tale tea to go along with your performance. Thank you. And last but certainly not least in our group is our resident artist, Harmony Kings. This Federal Way-based gentlemen's a cappella group are suavely styled in the model of the 50s era barbershop quartet and will be singing on themes of home, about what exactly makes the Pacific Northwest the Pacific Northwest. And to hear them tell it, it's sure to be a slash. So on to our presenting series first up is Herman Lopez. If there's a doubt that child prodigies exist beyond Amadeus Mozart, Herman easily casts that skepticism aside. Hailing from the Canary Islands, he's been collaborating with orchestras since the tender age of 10. Now considered the most innovative timpal player, and he likes the ocean, obviously, across the globe, Lopez is spearheading the revival of the 5-string Baroque instrument. Followed by Kronos Quartet. For some of you, that you've known them for decades, their shared artistic vision has established themselves as the favorite string ensemble in households nationwide. And then closing out the year is Storm Large, dominating stages with her larger-than-life presence. Storm Large captivated television audiences across the country, and her rock star Supernova, known in this region as the frontwoman to Pink Martini. She delights audiences with her rendition and deconstruction of the American songbook. Armed with her bare feet and her sultry voice, Storm joins the ranks of the great one-woman performances. Let's take a look.
I've got you under my skin. I've got you deep in the heart of me, so deep in my heart that you're nearly a part of me. And I've got you under my skin. And I tried so not to give in. I said to myself, this affair never will go so well. But why do I try to resist when, baby, I know so well that I got you under my skin.
That gives you a little taste. She will be here December 1st. So Golden Dragon Acrobats, they are arriving here January 12th. This is also part of our Arts for Youth program. No stranger to sold-out Broadway performances, they brought excitement of dizzying acrobatic feats and ornate costumes to all 50 states across the country. Next up is Roseanne Cash with John Leventhal, her husband. She's living proof that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. They've created a body of work that is testament to her Southern roots and rich musical background. Let's take a listen.
This is called Modern Blue.
1, 2, 3, 4.
country fans, you're not going to want to miss that one. Next up, we have comedian Tom Papa. With a biting sense of humor and years of experience performing on the stage, he's now known as the resident funny man in chief at Sirius XM hit podcast Come to Papa. In leading by example, Tom shows how to laugh at the stresses and personal tragedies in life. Considering the feuds and spats that may have occurred at family events, he shares them with all of us. Next up is Tiempo Libre. From teenagers adorning their bedroom walls, the retired couples taking Roomba classes, I think we're all going to enjoy this magnetic appeal of the Cuban culture. The birthplace of Cuba's electrifying Afro-Caribbean music scene resulted in the creation of this phenomenal group, Tiempo Libre. They're here February 23rd. And Celtic Nights, Oceans of Hope, Sunday, February 25th, coming straight from Ireland, is an epic story of immigration told through music, dance, and laughter. Let's take a look.
As I was going over the Cork and Kerry mountains, I met with Captain Farrell, and the money he was counting. I first produced my pistol, and then produced my rapier. Sing stand and deliver, for I am the old deceiver. Russia ring a doo whack ball the daddy-o, whack ball.
Oh. And next up is the 10 Tenors, Saturday, March 24th. These sweet, bright singing voices, accompanied by puns and Australian accents, are not trademarks for seriousness, but the ensemble is known from down under, and their off-the-charts energy and heartfelt performances will have everyone at the top of out of their seats. Let's take a look. Here we go.
Someday we'll all be together once more, when all of the ships come back to the shore, and realize.
Okay, and we're going to move to my favorite part, just because I get to do this. Nobody can do Freddie Mercury like the 10 Tenors. So that gives you an idea of what those gentlemen are like. And then we close with Friday, April 13th. We have an evening with Branford Marsalis Quartet. Duke Ellington shared the knowledge that it don't mean a thing if you ain't got that swing. And this gentleman has swing exemplified. Little brother to Wynton, but by no means he stands in his own. He is a Grammy Award-winning saxophonist. And let's take a listen. And closing out the season is Ambiguous Dance Company, straight from Korea. This group of gentlemen was founded in 2008. And as you can see, they're a little funky, and we have something for everyone. And I've saved the best for last. So this will be an evening of history presented by the Federal Way Performing Arts Foundation, their inaugural gala fundraiser, including dinner and Rain's 50th anniversary tribute performance of the revolutionary album in its entirety. It will force you to take a double take. We're going to watch a video. The band's matching bowl cuts down to their note-for-note renditions will be a night that is truly rememberable. Originally intended to be a representation of an alter ego, the release of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band in 1967 marked the period of innovation and experimentation in the Beatles' history, fondly remembered by fans everywhere. So in closing, our website is now live at www.fwpaec.org. That's on all your season brochures. We are open for season tickets and single tickets for Rain, a tribute to the Beatles. And other single tickets will launch August 1st. And please, all of you, come join us on August 19th as we open this spectacular facility to the community. And thank you all for coming.
Thank you so much for being here. We've got refreshments in the back. Please stay, mill around, get to talk to some of our folks. Thank you very much.